Alright, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. Today John and I are getting ready to go on a camping trip. We're going to show you some motorhome prep. We're going to wash it. Let me introduce you a little bit. We get this bunch of algae on here. That's normal for Washington. So we're going to wash that. We haven't been out yet this year. We get this algae. It just builds up. I got a little bit of electrical stuff to do. One thing we need to do here is we need to pull this cover off. Behind here's the generator. I need to check the oil on the generator, the air filter. Obviously we're going to wash all of this. Behind here's the refrigerator. I'm going to show you what I've been doing to bypass the electronics. Sometimes it doesn't work. I just bypass the valve and run the refrigerator on gas only. Otherwise, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the old girl going. Well, you guys might remember a little while ago I used some of this on some valve covers. There's a little bit in there and some other degreaser. I'm going to give this a little shot. I thought I'd have somebody help me today film. They did not want to do it. They'd rather stay inside where it's warm and dry. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way, by yourself. Anyways, you get these leachings there, or whatever they call them. And this is black mold. Yeah, that's mold. Anything outside in Washington will look like this before you know it. And it doesn't take long. I mean, this is just over winter. I wash this thing every year. We'll see what we can do. We'll get some of the major spots. I got my ladder set up. The old Itasca 1988 460. I suppose it's the C6. It's 3-speed either way. She's been a good old motorhome. Well, it looks like that's starting to work. All right, a few minutes ago I was in a bad mood because my son wouldn't help, but Mrs. Just Enough Garage came out. She didn't even complain at this, and she grabbed the camera. Super awesome. So as I started to tell the people, this is part spray and wash, part cleaner that you had a while ago in that other thing. And anyways, that didn't work anymore. I don't know why. But if this happens in Washington, is this algae will get in on everything. And it just sets for, you just leave something setting in Washington on the western side for 20 minutes, you get this green and black mold. Now, I'm going to give this, I'm going to have to do it in sections. I'll do the lower, then I'll have to bring the ladder around, because when I sprayed that up, it went in my eye and it made me sad. So I'm not eager to do that, but let's, yeah, okay, let's do this half. So let's, put you on pause. Let me go turn on the water, and I'll be right back. Yeah, no, if I was to turn the ladder around this way, I would actually be pointing in the direction I'm going instead of reaching around backwards. You ready for the climax of the whole pressure washing? That ugly old hood. It's already looking real good. All right, instead of boring you guys with the rest of it, it's going to take me an hour easily. I will blast this out, show you the results, and then we're going to look at that generator under there, test the circuit for the battery charger, And then I think we'll take it for a drive, put some gas in it, check the transmission oil, and it'll be ready for our trip. Okay, soaking wet, done. Looks a lot better, it's still drying. Okay, move on to the next thing. Every YouTuber has a motorhome in their videos. I'm just one of them, I guess. But I wanted to show you, we're going on a trip, the family, myself, obviously John, the dogs. We're going to a place, oh, it's probably 2 hours from here. It's up the Cascade Mountain Range. We're gonna go check this place out. So before I go, I wanted to check the oil on this generator. Now, I said earlier you gotta have a screwdriver, and I don't take this apart very often, once a year. Let me see if I can set you guys up. All right, can you see what I'm doing? Anyways, there's a generator under here, which is pretty cool on this unit, but I don't know if it was aftermarket or what, but it's kind of a pain in the bum to get apart. Check the oil. Anyways, this motorhome I've had for a bunch of years. It's been to the Grand Canyon, it's been to Crater Lake, it's been to Mexico, it's been all over. I don't use it that much, a couple of trips a year, but we've had it for like 10 years, so that's about enough. Alright, there's the cam. Is it supposed to be setting like that? I guess that's the way it's set. Doesn't that look goofy to anybody? Sitting here like an... anyways. This is where we check the oil on it. Oh, it just hangs in there and does that. It dances around. Ooh, better check those wires. Don't want them falling out. It takes fuel from the fuel tank. It's got oil. You see in there? It seems like it's a little low. I'll get a rag and check it again, because it seems like it's setting downhill, but I mean, that must be the way it is. It's mounted to that plate. I guess I just never noticed. Anyways, let me set you up here. Doesn't that look crooked? Oh, you guys are crooked. It just looks crooked right here. Usually I gotta add half a quarter or a quarter every time I check it, which, like I say, is about once a year. It's got a low oil shutdown, so I've never run it low on oil or nothing, but it would shut itself off, I understand, if it gets low. So yeah, it's on the stick. She's good to go. Okay, that's one thing off my list. Let's move on to the next. Okay, what you want to do is get your hands all oily, and then immediately start messing with cameras and stuff you just washed. And my shoes are squeaky now because I'm wet. I am wet. You wouldn't know it's the end of August here in Washington, because when it decides to rain, it's just going to rain. You know, we've had hot weather, then all of a sudden now we're into the 40s and 50s and 60s and back to the 90s probably next week. Anyways, let's go on to the next thing on my prepare list. So one of the things I'm checking on, as you can see, I've got this is a Harbor Freight deal. I bought it years ago for like 15 bucks. Anyways, it shows that it's charging. I've got it connected to the house battery. Obviously I have an on-off switch. The battery's still good. You can see that came up. Anyways, well, that's charging because I have it plugged in right now, all right? So to test what I'm doing here, I just wanted to verify it still worked. Every year I like to check that. I'll unplug this. You know, yeah, she's doing good. Now the other check I want to do, let me show you. is I have the ability to charge that battery on the go with the engine running. So this motorhome has 68,000 miles. I got it with about 40. I've done a few. Crank her up. Down here I've got a switch that if I hold it this way, it connects both batteries together. If I push it this way, it charges the house battery off the alternator. So you see now the needle's way up. So she's charging. She's giving her probably too much, but that's what it's doing. Anyway, just checking that before you go, because then you want to remember to always turn this switch off when you turn the key off. Otherwise your batteries will be together in the motorhome. You'll be running the lights or whatever, and then you go to leave and your coach battery could be dead. I mean your motor battery. So then up here is the generator, which we just checked the oil on. Let's see how she works. Usually you got to push it like that, make some noise. It probably hasn't ran in a couple of months. And then you have the option of pushing this battery and checking your volts. Well, it used to work. Well, now let's go check our generator. She's running. Oh, that's not charging. Oh, that's a problem. That should be up here. Before I found problems down here with all this crap not working right. Ooh, I think I might have seen the problem here. Put the glasses on. You see this wire? See how that's all bungo, broco, junko? I don't know if you can see. Let me turn off the generator. So it's definitely not charged. I mean, it's putting out 13 volts, but it's not charging that. All right, let me turn off the generator. You just gotta hold this button. So if that battery does go dead, you got your motor battery, you start your engine, you throw that over, then you could start your generator, and that should run all of your 110 volt stuff in here and charge that battery. But it's not, seems to. So let's see what's going on with it. And if I found a broken wire, I'm going to guess that's probably it. All right, give me a minute. Stand by. So you guys want to know something funny? So that had just come out of its case. I've run my test light on it. It seems to be getting power. Everything's good there. And I'm thinking, why is it not charging? And then I remember one critical component to the whole organization. Yes, I started the generator. But guess what? If you don't have, this is the generator output right there. If you don't have that plugged into that and going into the cord, it won't do jack for you because you don't have this plugged in. So let me plug this in. You guys can watch. I don't know. Let me get yeah. Okay, now it's plugged in. I'm willing to bet that generator will now charge the 12 volt system. But I've taken this all apart. So hopefully it doesn't, hopefully I don't screw myself here by not having it put back together properly. So let's hook this up where it goes. $12 volt. 12 volt. We're running a steady 13 volts in that battery. That's not touching. That's plugged in. Let's hit the generator. Look at that. Yeah. See, this is the thing about me. I get my brain going on something, figuring all this out, seeing a problem that wasn't a problem, because I overlook the simplest things. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys. All right, hopefully you can see me. I've checked out my stuff. I'm happy with it. Obviously, it's the little things in life that get you in trouble. Probably not going to show you too much more on this. I've got to repair that roof that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Let's talk about subscribers real quick. Let me close the door so we don't have to listen to the traffic. Subscribers, I got a couple of new ones last week. Appreciate it. Super awesome. I'm still trying to get to 1,000. We're at 680 something. You guys can see that. So anybody who can subscribe, recommend, like, comment, definitely comments. I enjoy the comments. Sometimes I always respond. Sometimes I only give you a smiley face or a heart or something. Mariana will take care of that sometimes. But if you got questions, comments, you know, get involved a little bit. This video here is kind of short. I really had bigger plans this weekend, but I got rained out. And so this was something I thought I could show you real quick. Diagnosing a few things, doing some cleaning. And then we're going to go on this trip, and I'll definitely take a few shots of the scenery for you guys that aren't familiar with the Northwest. And anyways, if there's more to the video, I will connect it here at the end. Otherwise, I think I'm going to buzz down to the gas station, top her off, put some water in the tank, and then it's going to set for a day or two, and then we're going to jet and go see the Northwest. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.